What's up, my friend? Abby here, and welcome back to Writer's Life Wednesdays, where we come together to help you make your story matter and make your author dreams come true. It's a new year, and you know what that means. It's time to kick into gear and accomplish those writing goals that have been slid to the back burner over and over again. Today, this year, I invite you to pull those projects and those writing goals off the back burner, pull them to the front burner, and accomplish those goals and make your author dreams come true this year. You can make progress on it this year. Real, tangible progress that brings you closer to the dream author life you've always wanted. I believe in you. You can do this. However, you need a system in place. You need some sort of plan going forward to make sure that this is actually attainable, that it's realistic for your life, and that you can accomplish this by the end of the year. So this video today is going to be a short and sweet guide to setting writing goals in such a way that you can actually attain them and accomplish that next step on your author path. And we're going to simplify this whole process. I want it to be simple. I don't want it to be complicated. In this video, I'm going to share with you my 5 keys to success so that you can get closer to accomplishing your writing and publishing goals this year. And I'm also going to give you some questions, some prompts that you can ask yourself to journal with and to clarify your goals and really zero in on what matters and how to make time for your writing in 2024. So if you're ready to get started, grab a notebook and let's get into this.
Why does your story matter? Good question. What if I told you that there's a science behind every great story? I don't just teach you how to write. I teach you how to change the world with your story and make your author dreams come true.
Number 1, first things first, find your why. So before you get into setting your writing goals, figuring out what those goals are, an important first step, or step 0, if you like, is figuring out why. Why do these writing goals matter to you specifically this year? What is important to you in this season of life? This is why I like to sort of pause and take stock at the end of the year or the beginning of the year and ask myself, what is the most important thing to me right now in my career, in my personal life, in my business life? What are those priority things that I keep thinking about in the back of my mind, or I go to sleep thinking about them and I'm like, oh, I wish I had more time to do that thing. I wish I could make that more of a central part of my life. Those things that you find yourself keep going back to over and over again, chances are those are the things that are sort of banging at the back door of your subconscious, really wanting to be heard. They want you to give them some attention, and chances are you really want your creative energy to go towards that thing. So figure out, why is that? What is the reason behind this? What is the inner motivation driving you? And if you can't pinpoint this right away, don't worry. It's a difficult, complex thing to really identify. And I think one thing that can really help, which has helped me, is to journal, and also to audio journal. So to either record yourself on a tape recorder or on your phone or on your webcam. Just talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Don't worry if you sound crazy to the neighbors. Who cares? This is about you. This is about figuring out what matters to you. And once you go back and read your journal or listen to your audio journal, you will notice some things coming up over and over again that maybe you don't even know are on your mind until you start saying them and start writing them down. While you're journaling and while you're doing this introspecting, ask yourself, when I imagine my dream author life, what does it look like? What first action steps can I take now to make this dream a reality? What writing projects am I the most excited about this year, and why? So those are the prompts I recommend beginning with. I have more to come, so let's move on to step 2, which is begin with the end in mind. AKA reverse engineer your timeline. So whether you're planning on writing a new book or editing a book or publishing a book or traditionally publishing it, self-publishing it, whatever is on your plate this year, that's part of your dream author life. If you don't begin with the end in mind, you will have no concept of how much time and how many steps it takes to get to the end. So whether it's a deadline or just a finish line, it's good to have that sense of perspective that, okay, I know that's the goal, that's the end goal, and now there are steps that we have to take to get there. Otherwise, you're just going to find yourself plodding forward into eternity and nothing will ever be good enough and nothing will ever be done because you won't have that distinctive finish line goal that you're heading towards. So define the ending, figure out what that is, whether it's finish the first draft or get to a point where I can send my book to an editor or publish my book for the whole world to see. Whatever that end goal is, set a tentative deadline, whether it's the end of the year, maybe it's beyond that. But figure out where's your finish line and then start to reverse engineer the steps before that finish line. Ask yourself, by this time next year, I want to what? Starting at the end, what step comes before that? And then what step comes before that? How does each action step connect to the final goal? This one's also important to ask yourself because sometimes when you're working on an action step that's like miles before the finish line, you're like, does this even matter? Why am I even doing this anymore? I'm tired. I just need a break. I need scones and to watch period dramas. I can understand that completely. I feel that on a spiritual level. But if you have a clear connection between each action step and you see how it all leads to the finish line, that will help you to not get discouraged and not get drained and burnt out because you realize this is important. This thing I'm doing right now is just as important as the final sprint. Number 3, be realistic. This is the most challenging part for me because I tend to be super ambitious with my goals. I usually bite off way more than I can chew as far as writing goals, publishing goals, anything related to my business. I'm just a really ambitious person, so I completely understand how difficult it is to limit yourself and be realistic. But it's important. We all have different limitations and that's not a bad thing. So what you have to do is factor in your life. Factor in your specific lifestyle, your responsibilities, your obligations, whether those are business obligations, family obligations, anything in your personal or career life. Factor in all those things and sort of create like a template of your life that you can work around and fill in the gaps with your progress that you're going to make on your writing projects. So looking at this template, you might be a little bit discouraged. You might feel like, oh, I don't have any extra time. I don't have any free time. I only have a little bit of free time each day. But work with what you have, okay? Because if you don't work with what you have, something else will fill in those gaps. I promise you, you won't find that you're just, sitting staring at a wall. Something else is going to move into those little cracks of free time that you have and fill up that space in your life. And looking back, you can add up all that time and realize that actually it was a lot of time. A lot of time that you didn't protect for your own writing projects. So you might not be able to devote as much time this year as you want to your writing goals, but try to devote as much time as you possibly can. You'll be glad you did, but be realistic. So ask yourself, realistically, how much time can I devote each month, week, or day to furthering my writing goals? If I could only accomplish one priority goal this year, which one would I choose? If I had a best friend who had the exact same lifestyle and responsibilities I do, what advice would I give them? And chances are you would be giving your best friend different advice than you constantly tell yourself. Like, oh,
you need to work harder. You need to do this by this time. Come on, stop being so lazy.
Most of the time we say things to ourselves that we would never say to our best friend. So be compassionate, be patient, and try to enjoy the journey. Because if you don't, you're gonna reach that finish line and look back and be like, man, I wish I had enjoyed that a little bit more. Number 4, give yourself more time than you think you need. I have learned this one from experience the hard way, and I'm telling you this advice now so that you don't have to learn this the hard way, like I did. Give yourself more time than you think you'll need on any goal. Literally any of them, but especially publishing goals. Even if it's just a month or a couple of weeks, you'll be so glad that you gave yourself extra time. I guarantee you will not arrive at that deadline and be like, man, I wish I had given myself less time than this. I wish it was like way sooner. Chances are you'll be like, I wish I'd given myself more time. So plan ahead, give yourself more time now, and that way you won't have to be rushing or pushing off deadlines or, ripping your hair out, which is always a bonus. Prompts. Ask yourself, considering all my other responsibilities in life, what's the soonest date I could accomplish this goal by? What would happen if I pushed that date off a month or 2, or however much time you feel you need to have that breathing room where even if something doesn't go perfectly, if there's a delay, or if just life gets in the way, it's not going to be the end of the world. And finally, number 5, establish a system that suits your current lifestyle and set yourself up for success. No 2 processes look alike because no 2 people are alike, no 2 authors are alike. We are all unique and different, and we all have different lifestyles that we're working around. So your writing goals are going to look different from somebody else's writing goals, and that's okay. Don't compare yourself to other authors. That would be another piece of advice I would give here, because every single author is on a different part of their journey, a different part of their path, and only you know what's best for you in this season of life. However, the difference between a goal and a system is that one is just like a wish, basically, and the other is actual action steps that you can take to close that distance between you and the finish line. And again, you have to factor in everything about your life. You can't just mindlessly plow towards this goal, because you'll find that you'll be frustrated. You'll be upset about distractions and interruptions and other life obligations that come in and show up as obstacles in your path. There are some things you can't change. Okay, and it would be better if we just made peace with that and accepted it and worked around it than be frustrated about it all the time. Frustration does not lead to creativity and ultimately doesn't lead to happiness. And that's the whole point, right? Like, what is success if you're not happy? If you're constantly like bumping into all these obstacles and getting mad at them, you're not gonna find that you feel successful because you're not gonna be happy. So I invite you to mindfully consider all the things in your life that you can't change and find a way to design a system to work around those things and with them, in harmony with them. So ask yourself, as you are thinking about all this, considering my current lifestyle, is there anything I can say no to so that I can say yes to writing? What distractions am I in control of? Can I remove some of those roadblocks before they trip me up? So some of those distractions might be social media or your phone or your email or anything that's not related to writing, that's not necessary and not pressing. Those things that you can control, try to mitigate those distractions as much as possible, because those are roadblocks that don't have to be there, right? You can get rid of those roadblocks. You can't necessarily like get rid of the roadblock of like, I have to feed my dog or, he's gonna starve to death. That's a roadblock you want to take care of, and the roadblock of social media is one you want to get rid of. And finally, how can I protect my energy and creativity so I don't get burnt out? That's a challenge in and of itself, but only you know how to protect your energy, because everyone is different in this. Every personality protects their energy differently. But you have to protect your energy in order to be creative, in order to have new ideas and have something to give when you show up in front of your computer and you're ready to write. You don't want to be pouring from an empty cup. You want that energy and that creativity to be there. So make a list of things that you feel give you energy, give you life, give you inspiration and creativity, and let that be your go-to self-care, mental health energy protection first aid kit, so to speak. And if you go through all 5 of these steps, you ask yourself these questions and you really get quiet with yourself and think about the answers and mindfully figure out a system to accomplish your goals, you'll find that it's so much easier. The process is so much more fun and it's so much more inspiring than simply giving yourself a big to-do list of goals at the beginning of the year and having no idea how you're going to make it to those finish lines. So if you want to use all these questions as journaling prompts, I've compiled them all into a nice little printable template, which you can download for free in the link in the description box below this video. So check that out, print it off, take some time to just make a cup of tea, sit somewhere quiet and peaceful, and write out your answers to these questions. Journal and think about how you want to design your dream author life this year. It's 100% up to you. You're the one in control here. You're in the driver's seat. You have infinite possibilities of what this year could be for you. So just think about that. Let your mind be blown by that. And then go forth and with courage, with compassion, make your author dreams come true. This Sunday, I'm going to be hosting a special live training, which is part 2 of the extensive live training that I started doing last month on advanced character creation. So if you were there for my training last month, you know that it was so extensive and so complex that I had to break it down into 2 sessions because I had so much to say about advanced character creation. So last month, we talked about how to craft compelling and layered characters that your readers will fall in love with, developing deep and complex backstories for your characters that matter to your present day story, and also my favorite techniques for crafting iconic and consistent character voice. But that was only half of what I had to talk about when it came to character creation. So this session, we're going to cover how to build unique and multi-layered relationships between characters, how to weave your side characters' inner conflicts effortlessly into your protagonist's story, and how to use character motivation checkpoints to make sure your story never loses momentum. So this training is huge. It's for serious writers out there watching this right now who want to take their characters to the next level and really make them jump off the page, make them feel so lifelike that they feel like real people. So if you are interested in digging deeper into that, I invite you to come to this live training. Come to session 2. You can watch session 1 as a replay. The link to that is below this video. So you can sign up to my Patreon at the live training pass level. And when you do, you get access not only to the upcoming part 2, but you'll also get access to part 1 of this live training and all my other previous live trainings in the archive vault. That's over 17 hours of in-depth teachings on topics like plotting, character development, writing romance, platonic relationships, editing, publishing, and so much more. So click the link below to save your spot at the new live training and get access to all those other live trainings I just mentioned. Space is limited, so make sure you save your seat at the link in the description box below this video. This new live training is happening Sunday, January 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't make it to the live training, don't worry, because you will have access to the replay and be able to watch that as many times as you want. So click the link below this video to save your spot, and I hope to see you on Sunday. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to dive even deeper into character creation with you guys. Also, don't forget to grab the free printable in the description box below with all of the question prompts that I shared in today's video. And comment below this video and tell me, what are your writing goals for 2024? I would love to hear all about the projects that you are hoping to embark on. So thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful, inspired 2024 where you will make your author dreams come true. Until next week, my friends, rock on.